everyone. Welcome to our VTO meeting. We want to welcome and thank everyone who is joining us this evening. Today we got our shipping specialist team with us. We have Meredith, Maya, and of course, Peter. Today we're going to be talking about shipping specialist. We're going to try and do part 1 and part 2 in July because we feel like there is a lot to cover. So we're just going to touch on a few topics for today, and then in July we're going to be expanding more on the shipping specialist team. So today we're going to talk about, like I said, shipping specialist. Don't forget that just for being here you get 3 points added to your BTO report card. Those points will help you a lot, especially if you get a failed inspection, which of course we're all about you preventing those from happening. But if you do happen to get one and you get negative points, by joining this meeting you get 3 points added, and so if you happen to get an inspection, then those points will actually be removed. I mean, not all of the points, but like if you accumulated 9 points, positive points from being on the meetings, then those get taken out from that inspection that you failed. You get the chance of winning $300. We do 2 drawings at the end of the meeting. We are taking down the names of the people who's joining us right now, so at the end of the meeting we're going to be doing that drawing, so that gives you a chance, like I said, to get $300 for joining us. We also want to start with a few of the reminders here. PDP trucking is definitely here to stay. We want to emphasize on that. We want to let you guys know that we feel very strong about our model. Our business model is definitely different from other carrier companies out there. We strongly believe that you guys' success depend on the self-dispatching, having that ability to just look for your own loads, having that freedom of choosing your loads, getting to know the market, all of that. It's important. We feel like we have a really strong niche in that part, and we definitely want you to know that we're here to stay. So we just wanted to emphasize on that. We do have the MVO reward that is coming in August. We're gonna be rewarding the most valuable owner operator. The first place is gonna get 1,000. Second place is gonna get 750, and then we're gonna have a third place for $250. Now this is gonna be monthly, and we are working on getting all of the reports together that we need in order for us to be able to measure those different aspects that are gonna be influencing that MVO award. So please stay tuned. Like I said, it's gonna be coming up in August, and we're really excited about it. We hope that you guys are excited too. We're definitely gonna be announcing those winners, and we're gonna let you guys know again what categories we're gonna be measuring you guys on, so that where maybe you need to improve, or maybe we think that you can do a little better. So that's coming up, like I said, in August. And even though we are a self-dispatch owner operator company, we do have a 90-day coaching program that we started to introduce just recently. The reason for that is because we have a lot of owner ops who are wanting to come onto our company, but they just don't have that self-dispatching experience. And as you guys know, this was one of the requirements that we have on PDP. You need to have at least 6 months of the self-dispatching experience. However, since we encounter a lot of owner ops who were actually wanting to come on, who just lacked that experience, then we thought about ways of maybe giving them an opportunity. So we are introducing the 90-day coaching program, which will pretty much entail of shipping specialist team over here just guiding you through booking the best loads out there. We want to make sure that you are successful. We are all about our BTOs being successful, and so the point of that program is to walk those BTOs who might not have that experience to be able to do this on their own. We're not trying to do traditional dispatch to where we're dispatching you, you know, all the time. We want you to be able to do this on your own. So what that program does is not only that we're gonna be, you know, pretty much holding your hand throughout the process, but we're gonna be teaching you at the same time, coaching you at the same time, so that you're able to eventually start doing this on your own. So again, you know, if you have any owner ops out there that you know that are wanting to come on with PDP and don't have that experience, just make sure that you let them know that we offer that now. It comes at an additional 4%. So just, you know, make sure that you mention that as well. And obviously, you know, if you refer them and they put your name on the application, then you get your referral bonus, which is $500. So you get $250 at the first 60 days, and then you get the second $250 at 90 days. So for a total of $500. And if you are referring that owner up, like I said, just make sure you let them know they need to put your name in the application. Next, you know, we're gonna be talking about the different points that we have for you guys today. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start with Meredith. Like I said, you know, Meredith and Maya are both part of the shipping specialist. They handle all of your rate confirmations, carrier packets, anything that has to do with that. So go ahead, Mary.
I just wanted to touch on communication. Like whenever y'all are sending in heads up about a load, it's great for, I mean, most of the time y'all will send like state to state, but would be helpful if you could send like city, like more specific, so we know that everything's right when in that load. And a lot of y'all do great with that. Like we usually get a lot of heads up. Like y'all are really good at calling and emailing and even Skype, so y'all are doing really good with that. But just reminder. And to stay in contact with the broker, and when something like an issue comes up, like if you're gonna not gonna be on time, or just anything happens, it's good to have everybody on the same page, like the office and the broker. So just make sure everybody's knows what's going on, so we don't get a call, and just let us know. But also try to have everything in black and white too. So send emails just so we can go back and just have that for our records, just so they can't come and say something different and we can say, no, this is true, because we have it right here in black and white in email. Another thing, try to avoid canceling loads, which we don't have a huge problem, but just try to avoid it. And because if we have too many cancellations, that can get us blacklisted, and that affects your money, that affects all the BTO's money, and it reflects on PDP also. So another thing is, if you come into an issue at the shipper, like you arrive and they tell you, all right, well, the product's not going to be ready for a couple hours and you're not trying to wait, or they say it's not going to be ready for another day and you're not trying to wait, and you are having trouble getting in contact with the broker to confirm, like, for you to get off this load, and then you decide you're trying to leave, then make sure you talk to the broker before you leave, because sometimes, like, if you don't leave, or if you leave too early, you miss out on getting a tow new. So just as long as you just wait and get confirmation with that, that works.
Okay, and just to clarify on what Miss Meredith is saying, these things that she's pointing out are very, very important. We've had where people only send, like she said, from state to state. And let's say, I mean, states are pretty wide. If we get something that's supposed to be picking up, let's say, let me think of some area. Okay, let's say if it's a Texas run. Texas is huge. And it's supposed to be picking up in Houston, and it says Laredo on the rate con. I mean, that's a big mileage difference. So the more details you guys give, even with appointments and times, sometimes we'll get a rate con and the appointment time isn't correct, and then the BTO calls later once he finally is making it. on site to the shipper, and he's like, hey, I agree to a 12 noon pickup time, and this right here is telling me 4 o'clock. If you read your rate confirmations, if you're more specific in these load updates, we can prevent these things from happening where you're not sitting around waiting and then canceling the rest of your schedule, which not only do we track when a load is canceled, but these other brokers are tracking them too, and they track when multiple owner operators in one fleet is canceling a lot of loads. I mean, that affects our performance with that brokerage company. That reflects very poorly on not only you, but PDP as well. Okay, so I just want to clarify on certain aspects that Meredith was hitting. And again, as she was stating, if you arrive on site at a shipper and that shipper is telling you, hey, this product isn't going to be ready until tomorrow, it's not ready for pickup until then, and you decide on your own that you're going to leave that facility and book another load, you know, without confirming with the broker because you're having an issue getting a hold of them, and then they contact that shipper and then they're like, oh no, this load is ready, I'm sorry, we had the incorrect pickup number, you've then double booked yourself. Okay, and then you land in that messy situation, and again, that reflects poorly on you and on PDP, and we want to avoid getting blacklisted with these companies. Okay, because a lot of these are some major ones, and you're not only affecting yourself, you're affecting every other owner operator on the fleet. Okay, so
yep.
Just clarifying on what she's saying. Communication is key in this business. It's key no matter what you're doing. When you're updating your documents, when you're calling on your loads, when you run into a situation, any kind of situation, not only do you and the broker communicate, but you need to communicate with this office as well. Okay, because if that broker then can't get in communication with you, at least we know what the situation is. Okay, so and again, if you guys have any questions, please hold them to the very end and we'll get to them and answer them to the best of our knowledge. And just speaking on what Miss Myra was talking about on the 90-day program, on that, myself and Miss Meredith is learning the self-dispatch right now on how to dispatch loads. She's actually very, very good. She's picked up this business very, very quickly, and how we do things here at PDP. Okay.
And also we got Mary who can also
yes.
help. So we have enough to help.
Yes, we have plenty.
Recruits.
Exactly, we have plenty of time and everything for to book new recruits. Okay, so and the reason why we're aiming for self-dispatched owner operators is because we want to grow this fleet. Okay, and in order to do that, we need you guys to be self-policing, self-managed, self-dispatched owner operators. That is the entire basis of PDP trucking. Okay, so it's not that, you know, we don't want to book loads for y'all, but we are getting busy. Our fleet is growing, and the goal is for self-dispatched owner operators.
Well, and may I interject? I believe that as a self-dispatched owner operator myself for many years, you actually, as the self-dispatch owner operator, you probably can choose and do much better with exactly what loads you want, what loads you need, and how and where you want to drive. It's just so, you know, once you know all of that, it's really quick for you, just like it was for me, whether, you know, to talk it through to. But the team is here because you guys can bring them up to the level to be able to understand the market, to learn the market, and what to do or not to do, you know, to be able to make the most money. So
exactly, we are your back office support. We are here for you when you need us. Okay, but again, the goal is self-dispatched owner operator. Y'all have any questions, run into any issues, we are here for you. Okay, you guys hired us to work for you. We pay that respect to you. Now, the next thing that I do want to go over is permits. I've had a lot of owner operators call regarding permits. Now we have different kind. I mean, there's a million different kind of permits that you can run into. Oversized and overweight are some of the most popular ones with our flatbeds and step decks. And I actually have a new contact that I'm working with. They are called The Permit Company. I will be so I will have that information for you. So if you ever run into a load where you need permits for oversized or overweight, please contact me and I can submit those, and they can actually get them to you for within 30 minutes to an hour. And their fee is $35 plus whatever that state is charging for that permit. Okay, so if you have any questions regarding oversized and overweight, please contact the office. Myself or Miss Meredith will happily assist you. Now, regarding alcohol permits, okay, those are a bit trickier. I need to get registered with about 19 different states, okay? Thankfully, the other states, they do not require alcohol permits, but the main states that do, we're looking at, I'm gonna grab my notes here. You're looking at a lot of the Northeast states, like New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina. You're looking at a lot of these different states. We do have some states such as Texas is required for alcohol permit, Arkansas, Kentucky, Oklahoma, areas like that. In the Midwest, you're looking at Ohio. So we are planning on getting registered with these states. As soon as we do, we will contact y'all, because I want y'all to be able to book these alcohol runs and have no issues and get these permits as quickly as possible. So as soon as I have these set up, which I do plan on having them finished within the month of June, we should have no issues regarding beer and alcohol permits. Okay, so some very exciting stuff happening. All right, and I will have do want to let y'all know that Wyoming, with the permit company for the oversized and overweight permits, they do all 48 states except for Wyoming. So I will get registered on there just in case, if you plan on running through there.
But I think Wyoming is a state, you have to stop at their scales in order to get those anyway.
Exactly.
So that's just how that state works.
But regarding permits, if you are ever under a load that requires a permit, ask the broker, does the shipper provide them? Does your company provide the permits for the areas that I'm going to be passing through? Okay, and if you know what state you're going to be going through, contact the office. We will let you know what states require permits, so that way you can contact the broker and request those from them. So that way you don't always have to give up a load, you know? So, because ultimately we want what's best for you, and we want you to book as many loads as possible with every kind of freight possible.
Yep. Alrighty. Thank you everyone. Yes, I want to talk about some updates with the PDP website, and I know that I spoke to you guys about this before, but we are on track to have the market analysis for every load, and that is coming up very soon. It is a big project. I have a couple of guys from IT department working on this. It's already looking very, very cool, but there's a lot more to come. But the idea is, just like I mentioned, every single one of you will be able to log in to PDP website and see how each load is rated based on the market using FreightWaves database. And that database is going to exclude all the unnecessary things that you usually see in all of those graphs and maps when you look at like in general type of thing, but market. But this will be really cool because it will be specific to each load. It can tell you exactly what it was, even past back then. Yes, we are actually going to be including the history, so that's probably going to start, and you can look back at, I think 2019 or 2020, one of those. Oh, okay. You'll be able to start, but yeah, it's looking very, very cool, and that's coming up. But there are a lot of details to finish, so that's coming up. And the idea is we want to bring you guys the advantage to the owner-operators, to every single one of you, the advantage to know if you're booking the good loads, where else you can go to get a better load based on where you at. It's going to be more specific to you, and as we go into it more and more, we will fine-tune it more and more and give you probably even more tools to it. But you, as a self-dispatched owner-operator, will be able to make better decisions, and it's good to know the market, but you will be able to pretty much guess and have a good chance to book a good load every single time. That's our goal with this deal. Yes, and it's coming up. It's going to be amazing. Okay, so next I wanted to show you a little bit about spot market and just where we at currently with the market. Give me 1 second. Okay, so if you look at my screen, yes, this is Vans, and if you haven't looked at these maps, or if you're looking at any other, DAT has them, Truck Stop has them, there's a lot of free sites that have these, but the idea from this map is the more blue you have in all of these 3 maps, the better it is. So like, for example, if you're looking at Atlanta right here, you know, it's blue here, it's kind of blue here, but it's still, you know, darker shade, but then it's also really, you know, blue here, and around it is really, really blue. But do you see how there's a lot of blue around this area, around Atlanta, you know, and stuff like that, here. So that's good. That means that there's a surge in here going on. And if you look at this, for example, nope, that's the wrong one. Sorry, hold on. Yeah, this one. This is a market index going on in the country. It's also highlighting Atlanta. It's actually one of the top market share changes that happened in the last 24 hours by huge percentage margins, as you can see. Yes, but I am sure that a lot of you have you know, experienced really good rates just recently, and I want to open up and hear from all you guys how has it been going. This is a DHL supply chain pricing power index that we've been looking, and I've been showing this and sending some of these emails before, but we're currently at 75%, which, if you understand, basically if you are over 50, between 50 to 100%, it's the owner-operators or the carriers who have the power in negotiating loads. Yes. And then if you are between 0 to 50, that's when the brokers, and if you remember, if you recall, that's exactly what it was back just last year. Yeah, when the COVID was, it was really bad.
There's a lot more rejected freight, and so a lot of that market is going into the spot market, which is for self-dispatch owner operators, for carriers like us who work from the spot market, who aren't like other companies who work directly with their customers, with their contracted customers. Okay, so right now is the time to be booking loads. Right now is the time to be putting that money away for a rainy day, because the market is not going to stay like this. Like I said, it's actually gotten better than what we even predicted it to be. And because of that, I mean, I'm not saying it's a major concern that the market's going to drop, but you should always be prepared, because the market does cycle. Peter has talked about this multiple times before, and with the market surging and booming the way that it is, you're almost certain that cycle is going to come around sooner rather than later. Okay, so do what you have to do on your trucks, fix it. I mean, run as hard as you can during these times and everything. Make the most. Don't be afraid to ask for $3-4 a mile. It's possible right now in this market. Okay, there is no reason why anyone who is, you know, working at a carrier, self-dispatch owner operator, is not, you know, a successful one right now, one that's profiting. Okay, because in this market, it's an absolute certainty right now. Okay, so if you are having issues and you have any questions, please reach out to our team. We're happy to help. We're happy to assist you, answer any questions, direct you into a market that is ultimately beneficial to your equipment, to your reefer, to your van, to your flatbed, your step deck. Okay, there's a lot of nursery runs, fruit runs right now, even out of Florida. I mean, there's plenty of loads. So going in, they're paying great. They are paying like ridiculous amounts right now. And even just traveling on that eastern border from northeast to southeast, I mean, they're paying ridiculous amounts.
And this is very like important. I want to underline the whole point why, or I should say, another reason why we have the 90-day coaching program is because we want to make sure this team is also knowledgeable. Maya, Meredith, and Mary, they're all knowledgeable in how to book loads and with what the market is doing, so they could be helpful to you. And yes, it's just a matter of asking questions, communications, and stuff like that.
I wanted to reiterate, the team is here to help you. So if you ever need any help, if you are maybe finding yourself frustrated at a situation with a broker, you know, the place where you're picking up, the place where you're delivering, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We want you to do that before it becomes a major problem. The team is here to help you. So if we can help you in any way, maybe we can diffuse the situation, you know, whatever the situation might be, we can talk to them. That way, you know, everything is in a way recorded, you know, because we always like to follow up with an email. So if we talk to a broker about a situation that happened and we're trying to come down to maybe the best solution for you and them, we're gonna record that on an email. So always give us a call, reach out for help. There's nothing wrong with that. We're here to help, like, you know, we've been saying all this time. You hired us for a reason, so we definitely want you to know that we are here for that. Maya is really knowledgeable in the market. Meredith is starting to also learn from her. So if you ever need Maya's assistance on maybe just, you know, get a second opinion about a load, maybe about a lane that you're trying to get contracted with, just give her a call. She's really knowledgeable, and she's been with PDP for almost 2 years, and she knows a lot about the dispatching and the market.
And may I suggest, if especially it's the mornings, if you have a question, and it can, like, if you just have an overall question, hey, where should I go, what do you think, and stuff like that, definitely, I mean, if it's emergency, call, but you can also email. You know, like for me, a lot of times, you know, some guys still do that, and I just reply at my, you know, when I'm able to. But again, the team is here to help you, and they are very knowledgeable in this way because, that, I mean, it's on purpose, obviously.
And another thing to mention, I know Meredith was talking about how important communication is. Yes, communication is really important. It's key. But just know that we have a lot of owner-ops that are not given heads up, you know, about the load. And especially like when we are trying to help the team, or when we're trying to, you know, just kind of like cover the department, we find it a little bit hard to guess or you know, just know whose rate confirmation is coming in. I know you guys mentioned to the broker, hey, this is my name, make sure that you put that on the rate confirmation. They don't always do that. And so when we are trying to jump into the department and we're trying to help, you know, the girls, then it becomes a little bit tedious for us to ask that broker, hey, what was the name of the owner operator who booked this load, or what was the phone number of that owner operator if you don't have a name. So it is important that you give us the heads up, you know, a quick phone call, maybe an email. And also, you know, going back to what Peter was saying, if you have a preferred method of communication, like if you just want to maybe get emails, then let us know. You know, we can accommodate ourselves to what works best for you. So if you feel like maybe you want a phone call instead of an email, then let us know as well, you know. That way, you know, we can always call you. We can put that note in there and say, okay, you know, we need to call him about this load that we received to confirm it, or we need to email this to them so that, you know, they can look at it before we sign it, things like that. We can always work with you as long as you communicate with us and let us know what you need, what you will prefer, or what works best for you.
Yeah, and before we move into the Q&A, I do just want to touch base on what Miss Myra said. when you guys communicate more with us to where we're not having to play detective on figuring out whose load it is, we have more time to look at other load boards that we want to, you know, free load boards that we want to give access to you guys. We have more time to, you know, give you guys advice, you know, to search and see, you know, maybe who's not running this week, why are they not running this week. You know, we can actually reach out to y'all and help y'all on another level if we're not playing detective trying to figure out loads. So the more you guys communicate with us, the more we can do for y'all.
And the more efficient. Sorry.
Yes.
And a lot of the rate cons are time sensitive. Like
Yes.
That is correct,
they
yes.
have like expirations. Like some of them are only like 15 minutes. So it's great for y'all to let us know, just so like you don't get kicked off that load because it didn't get signed in time.
Yep.
So
Please keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's really
so
important.
going back to the spot market spot freight market, I just wanted to point out, like, for example, looking at my screen, if you guys are subscribed to Freight Waves, you will see these things, these stories coming in. And if you're keeping track, you know that there's a lot of buzz going on when it comes to, like, a couple of weeks ago, everything about the Chicago airport, there was a big problem in there, and you know, just too much freight coming in, basically, and they've switched diverting airplanes around that area. You know, like shipping, there's been a huge shipper container you know, surge ever since the country, you know, starts to open up and everything that's happening. Yeah, you'll see that there's a big surge in this, and there's a lot of freight coming in. Why should you know this? Why does this matter? Well, you know, all of it matters because this means port areas. And even if you don't actually haul the shipping containers, you can use that towards your advantage to understand, oh, okay, that means in that area I might have good loads coming out, you know, for all the other loads, even if I am doing a reefer or a step deck or something like that. Just because, you know, all the trucking companies are all in that area are trying to help, you know, to do everything they can with those shipping containers. Yes, but it's very important for you guys to understand and to learn the markets and kind of get the idea. So I strongly recommend, you know, signing up for Freight Waves. There's, again, DAT 360 has their own, Truck Stop, all of these news, and you don't have to read the whole article. Just read enough to see what's going on, and it will help you to choose and you know, better loads. Yes, but like, for example, you know, Maya was talking about the cycle. You know, 4 years. Every 4 years there is a cycle, right? So
Yes.
2 good years, 2 bad years on average. Okay.
Yeah.
But every year is different. Okay. Well, if you know how everything's surging, how there's, like, for example, there's a huge surge right now to buy trucks. It's almost impossible to get trailers, van trailers right now. It's been scarce actually for a couple months now, and now we're actually getting to the trucks. It's very starting hard to get good deals on trucks too, just because they're not available anywhere. Everybody's buying them and stuff like that because of the rates that are going up. And I read today that the shipping container thing that's going on, that still has not been you know, reached to the top level. So I can predict, or I can try to, but I know nobody can predict the future. But I will tell you guys, everybody, that watch out, be ready, that the rates will most likely drop. I'm thinking sometime next year, but it's not, I mean, we don't know exactly when. I'm hoping it's going to be till the end of the year, but be ready. And if you are ready and you're able to, if you're ready to hit the wave when it goes down and finish this wave that we're currently on, and then finish it with the good, you know, and ride through the next 2 years after that, be the first for the next wave, and so on.
Yeah.
But yes, with that said, I really want to hear what you guys have to say about the market and just anything we spoke about. So let's open up the time, and then we'll do the drawing after this. So anybody has any questions or comments about the market? Who is talking? Please say yes and go ahead.
Anyone have any questions regarding permits or anything? Communication? Any questions about 90 days?
Hey, this is Sally. Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Sally.
I have a question. I tried to broker a load with a broker out of Moreno Valley, California, and they were all happy to book it. But then at the last minute, they said they couldn't do it because of our rating, our 41-day rating. What does that mean?
Of our 41-day rating?
41. I know we have a rating on FMCSA, if that's what you're talking about.
Okay, and how long ago was this, Sally? Do you remember?
Well, it was just a couple weeks ago, but it was hauling clothing. Well, I wish I could remember. It wasn't TJ Maxx, it was somebody else. But anyways, she said because of our 41-day rating through a rating company, and I wish I could remember the name of the rating company.
It's probably
that might be the freight guard.
That was we had a freight guard about a month and a half, going on almost 2 months ago, is when this freight guard happened, and it was a miscommunication with a BTO and everything, and he did communicate and he did everything that he was supposed to do, and for some reason the broker was not having it and they freight guarded us. Okay, PDP did nothing wrong in this instance. We did respond to it. We haven't had any issues with that freight guard since. Okay, and any issue that did arise from it, we tackled it immediately. So
this is why it's important when you guys communicate with us, so we prevent this. But even if it does happen, we have a team that is fighting to every single letter to make sure we either take it off, we respond to it, we do something about it. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and they're all very, very time sensitive. So please contact us, let us know. And we've gotten a lot of companies back, or we've been able to reach out to their carrier support team and explain the situation, and then they reach back out to the BTO and rebook that load. So again, just communicate with our office and we will do everything on our end to get it done. Not all situations happen as fast where we can get it done the same day. Sometimes it takes a few days or a week, but we are on top of it. Okay, and again, if you guys run into anyone that says PDP is not approved, please let the office know, because we are working to get reinstated with those brokerage companies.
Yep. And it's actually one of our measuring, internally, and we have a goal to reach every customer and make sure we're able to book with every single one and prove and do everything we need to with letters and prove and on what was done and stuff like that. Yeah.
And everything is a team effort. You guys make us aware, and it's not just shipping specialists, but BTO integration. We're all on the side, helping to get that customer back. Okay, it's not just shipping specialists, but we also need BTO integration, and we also need you guys to pass those inspections to get our scores down, so that way we can present a case to these people that makes them want to book loads with PDP. Okay, and that's why our performance score is so very important. That's why load cancellation is very, very important. Okay, we want to stress that there's a much bigger picture. Okay, it's more than just one freight guard. It's performance, it's cancellations, it's everything.
Yep.
Okay.
Great question.
That's exactly what you called it, freight guard.
Yep.
It was a 41-day average.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
No problem, Sally. Anytime.
And another thing, you can always route them to us. We can always talk to them about the details on that freight guard. If anybody else mentions that, we can always talk to them and explain to them the situation. Like Peter said, we respond to it. We try and reach out, to see if maybe we can resolve this before it goes up there. But once it's up there, then all the brokers will see it. If they don't take the time to read or respond to it, then that might be the reason why they are denying you on the load. But just route them to us. We will be more than happy to explain to them the situation more in detail.
Absolutely.
Yep. All right.
Any other questions?
Yes. Any comments? What do you guys think or know about the market?
When y'all gonna fix Big Road?
It's not our problem to fix, but with everything we can, we are doing, yes. Tell me about it, right?
Hey, Peter?
Yes.
I had the safety guy. I was up there in Oregon, and whenever I got that unsigned driving, he come on there and said, we need to deliver that load. And I'm trying to figure out who we are, since I'm an owner-operator. It was kind of sounded like I was a company driver.
I think when he said we, because I use we a lot too, and when I say we, I usually mean we, meaning like you, me, but it's you, and I'm just like, yeah, you can do it. But you know what you mean. I support you, man.
I had my phone locked up yesterday on Big Road, and then I had another unassigned driving today. It happens every day.
I know that with a lot of those issues, and again, I mean, with Big Road, it's, I mean, tell me about it. It's one thing after another, and we are trying to do as much as we can with it. But we do know that even with my experience, whenever I drive, there's a lot of things you can try to do to make it work, because we don't have absolutely everybody having issues with Big Road. But there are a couple of things that you can do to improve the chances, and that is to have a phone up to date, the actual phone, to have the app up to date, and well, actually about the phone, if it's a newer model, then it works much better. But if it is a very late model, then it will create a lot of issues. But if you have a new model within a couple of years, I'm talking about 1, 2, maybe 3 years, if it's older than that, it starts to create more and more issues. But as long as that's updated, as long as if the app is updated, and as long as if you have the app running while you're driving, it creates almost zero to none, or few to none of those issues. But the problem is, yes, it has to do with Big Road, the actual software and stuff like that, but it's also limitations of the technology today, because if you have a combination of things, the phone, the app, but also the service, if it's not AT&T, if it's not Verizon, and you have all of those other smaller internet provider type of phones, then you have a more chance of having those issues. But I mean, I'm actually personally, I like iPhones, but I think that the ones that have least amount of problems is Androids, believe it or not. Brand new, the most latest version Androids with AT&T or Verizon. I know I'm kind of biting my I know I'm biting my lip and everything, my tongue when I say that, but it's true. iPhones have a little bit more issues.
And I think it's also important
Peter,
yes,
I've got a brand new Samsung Note 21, brand new, and I'm having all this trouble with it, and everything's up to date. And that's all I'm going to say.
Well, yes.
I was gonna say, yes, we've had issues with Big Road, and we've been having them. We are always contacting the support team. You guys can contact them as well. I think it's important that we mention that every ELD has issues. Every ELD program system, whatever you want to call it, has issues. Obviously, we want to make sure that you guys have something that you can rely on. We've been saying a lot lately, do not rely on Big Road to count your hours. Have a separate way of you accounting for your own duty hours, for your driving hours, because we've been having a lot of issues with that. So just bear with us as we are working throughout this. I do know that all other companies out there who are actually, providing ELD services are also having other issues. So it's not just Big Road. At the beginning, we were just thinking, oh, well, why don't we just switch to Keep Trucking, or why don't we just
we were
switch
close
to
to
another?
switch too.
Yeah, we were, but then we found out, and we actually found out from a DOT officer that all of the ELD providers are having some type of issue. So it's not just Big Road, it's all of the ELD. So constantly update the app, like Peter said, try and do everything that you can on your end to minimize the problems that you're having, and don't rely on Big Road 100% to count your hours. Have a
I want to
separate way
say
to do
that when I drive and I use the app, it takes adjustments to learn how to deal with it and stuff like that. But also, if you're having trouble, still, that's why we have the support from our side, like we said, from the, and it's just a matter of working through those and just getting them one at a time, one by one and one by one. That's why we're here for you guys. That's why the whole point why we're here. Big Road is there to help, yes, but I think that we've gotten better in many ways to problem solve with ELDs because with experiencing it in others, at least now we know, okay, that means we need to do that, and it's just much quicker to fix it and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah, you
But
guys do
unfortunately,
troubleshoot much
I
faster.
personally wish we didn't even have all of these ELDs to deal with, because when I was using paper logs, I started when I was driving with paper logs. To me, it just was much simpler, but hey.
Yeah, but we have to comply with DOT, so ELD
Yes.
is mandatory. So we're gonna go ahead and go over the list of owner ops.
Okay, so just so you know, guys, to make this fair, and I do
Leave room.
appreciate that you
Leave
guys
room.
are signing on, and we are trying to
forget
keep
leave
it
room.
as short as possible. That's why we're kind of progressing and pushing it to finish all of this today. And I appreciate all of the time that you guys spent to come here. But just so you know, if you have to be within the 15 minutes in this meeting. That's when we put your name in the very beginning, and then when we call your name for the winner ticket, you have to be present here to say aye in order to guarantee yourself the $300. That way we know that you were here from the very beginning all the way till the end. So within 15 minutes you have to sign on. So we're putting these names now, but just so you know, in the future it's going to be anybody who is coming in the 15 minutes, you get the $300. Everybody's gonna get the 3 points, obviously, right now too. But for the $300, you have to be here for the duration of the meeting in order to get the points. Okay, just so you guys understand, we have a record participants today of 65 people.
Thanks for making us look good,
Okay,
guys.
you guys are amazing. We have probably the best turnaround.
It's because we
this
called.
meeting. Yeah. But that means, in order to be fair with everybody, I don't want to dilute and make it too little of a, I don't know.
This
What do
is
you
all
call
you,
it?
Peter. What do you say?
Yeah, it's for you guys. Usually we do 2, but if we have more participants, we increase the number. So today we're gonna do 6. We're gonna do 6 winners.
What?
Okay, 6 winners.
Wait,
Because
since we cold called, do we get? Wait, hold on,
yeah,
I think
this
we
is
need a
very
cut.
awesome.
guys.
If you hear your name, you have to be here in order to get this winner.
Carlos Montenegro.
All right, Carlos. I called you on the phone. Remember, Carlos.
Carlos, are you here?
Carlos at 1.
Uh-oh.
Carlos.
Carlos at 2.
Oh no.
Hey, I'm going once, going twice.
No, he's there.
He's there.
He's there. He just replied. Yes.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Awesome.
Oh, man.
Okay.
All right, Carlos.
Next one.
Next one.
Meredith.
I just requested to unmute, so if you can unmute, you should be able to unmute yourself now.
Dwight McKenzie. Is that Dwight?
Dwight.
All right, Dwight.
Is he still here?
You there?
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's been with us for some time.
J.D. Hopkins.
Oh yes.
Jonathan Hopkins.
Yep.
Okay,
All right.
let's do
Are you there?
the other
Are you there, J.D.?
Are you gonna do it?
J.D.
Hold on. JD. Jonathan, are you here?
JD.
Going once.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Going twice, J.D. All right.
He's a goner.
All right.
No,
It's been
JD.
called.
Okay.
Sorry, J.D. Wait, what?
Poor little JD.
I know, poor JD.
Oh man.
Man.
He was
At
one
least
of the
I
first
got-
ones to be here. So.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
you gotta be here till the end too. So JD has been passed on. Go ahead.
All right, so we're still at 2. We need 4 more. We got 4 more drawings. Am I reopening
Yeah,
mine?
let me take one.
All right, so I'm gonna reopen.
Poster said he's driving.
Okay.
JD just said he was driving.
JD said he
Okay.
was driving.
Okay, so then we're good. I can
right.
take another name.
Oh wait,
That's me.
let me check that. I can check. Yes, he says he's driving. Well, JD, it's much easier to reply, say voice, you know, than to text. But
Be safe, my friend. Be safe.
Save the
yeah, he
first.
replied. So okay, he's here.
Okay.
So put JD in there.
I did.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So,
All right. Second name, Eddie Allen. Eddie Allen, are you
Eddie.
there?
Yeah, I'm here.
There he is.
All right.
There.
I'm pretty sure we spoke on the phone, Eddie. So.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're getting y'all's messages, guys.
Michael Barnes.
Oh my God.
I called you, Michael.
Every time.
He's
All
on
right.
every meeting.
Every time.
He's on every meeting. That's
Yeah,
and
he's on
he
every
has more
meeting.
chances.
There you
Okay.
All right,
and the
we got
last
one more.
Peter?
Peter, you want the last
Peter,
one?
you got the last one.
I got one, but you have 5?
We got 5 over here, so
Okay,
that
so
will
this
be
is the
the
last
6th
one.
one. Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
Why?
Okay. Okay. Thomas.
Thomas East. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. You got your
We have our
300.
set. Congratulations,
Yeah.
guys.
The next meeting is July 12th, 6 p.m. It's also a Monday. Come join us, guys. Stand tuned a little bit for the video, a little bit, you know,
Yeah.
stuff. But
We get big numbers
Thank
like
you.
this.
thank you all for joining us. We bless you. Be safe out there. You know, we're here to help you guys. We're very, very proud of you guys. Keep doing what you're doing, making those good money right now. I'm telling you, it's very easy to make good money right now. So thank you all for being with us.
Thank
All right.
you.
Have a good night, everyone.